What's up, y'all? Beyond the Harmony.com. I am Cecil West, back again, of course, with.
Jonathan Lippy.
And today's your question of the day. We've been doing a little segment where we pick a Bone Thugs album and we ask you three things. What is the best song from it? What is the most important song from it? And of course, what's your favorite song from it? Could all be the same song, could be three different songs. But right now, John, I'm going to need three songs from you from Resurrection.
Wow. And I think my prediction is there's going to be the most varied opinions in the comments section from everybody chiming in on this because there's so many different perspectives on Resurrection. This is like the most polarizing album I think there is outside of like the other albums, but like this one, this was the pinnacle time. This was the shift and bone moment. So I'm going to be curious to see what other people say. What I'm going to say for my favorite song on this album, it was a toss up between Change the World and Battlezone, but I'm going to go with Change the World because, and when I say Change the World, I mean the version with Crazy Bone. That Crazy Bone verse on Change the World is the bomb. That's probably one of my favorite crazy verses ever. So my favorite is Change the World. Um, the best track on the album, I think I'm going to say Battlezone because that one is pretty epic with the instrumental, with that I don't know, it was 32 bar Crazy Bone verse. I mean, that was at the time one of the most incredible, epic, long verses I've ever heard. And Busy's vocals on that were tight. All the singing. So I'm going with Battlezone for my favorite. I mean, for the best song, and then the most important song on the album. And again, I'm going back to the baseball cards and the football cards. What's the track that when you go back and you pick up Resurrection, the first track you're probably going to check out? I'm going to say Change the World. I'm going to say that that's the track from that album that people fondly keep with them to this day and think about. So those are my three. Change the World for my favorite, Battlezone for the best, and most important, Change the World.
Good picks. Good picks. I don't think you're going to see a lot of variants from me, but you are going to see one variant right out the gate. You can probably guess. My favorite song from this album is a weird one. But my favorite song is Can't Give It Up.
Something you gotta give up.
Is my favorite song on the whole album. Now, if your follow-up question is, well, why? Well, what makes it your favorite song? I don't know. Do you know I've been telling John that this is like such a good song since like the year 2000? Uh I've pushed this song on John for 18 years.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I've heard
and
about
and
Can't Give It Up for years.
and I know that it's just an okay Bone song. It's not bad, but it's not a top 10 anywhere. I know the video is just okay. But I love the song. I love the verses. I love the shot of Bone all together in that room in the video. I just think that they seemed happy and pretty unified at that time, and it was during a scary time in Bone where we were trying to figure things out. So I think of that moment with them all in that room, that with the couch and stuff, and seeing Busy wrap his arms around Crazy. It's just a really great song for the whole feeling. And I love that song. I've pushed on John for a long time. I don't know a lot of people that agree with me, but that is my favorite from this album. The best song on this album, you were very on with me on this one. Mine came down between Change the World and Battlezone. I ended up, I do got to go with Battlezone. That's that all-star lineup. Crazy Bone rips it. You know, Hearing Crazy and Busy together, just do the harmony. Um, I love that song. I think it's a great song. You know, it again, it it makes that feeling. It's the feeling that you got when you heard it the first time you popped this record in. You heard those first four songs, which, by the way, I think the first four songs go together outstanding. I think you couldn't have paired the first four any better, and it was the right way to start this record off. Battle Zone's great. Um, Most important, that's tough. By the way, I just want to say when we're talking best song, I want to give a nod to the. It's very odd to me that he's got a solo on here, but I think One Night Stand is a great record too. Busy,
Yeah.
he delivers on it. That's that on the freeway level delivery from Busy Bone with One Night Stand.
Yeah. When I stand, that was a
Yeah,
moment when that one came.
I don't know why they put that there. In terms of it being a Bone album, it doesn't make sense, but I don't even give a fuck because thank God it's there.
Oh yeah, for that question we had a couple of times ago about maybe that was the solo track meant for Art of War.
I mean, maybe Art of War is 97. This was 2000. I think Busy sounds more like 2000 Busy during this time.
Okay.
Um, so that the Battle Zone, best song on the album. But it just slides out a couple, just barely. And as far as most memorable, and most important, I do have to agree that it's changed the world. I didn't love Change the World initially, not because I didn't love the song. We know Crazy Bone wasn't in it. It didn't make sense to me at all. I was upset that he wasn't in it. On top of him not being in it, I was like, what the fuck? Is this just like If I Could Teach the World again? Which, we all felt like If I Could Teach the World was kind of riding the crossroads a little bit. Anybody that says no, I'm like, come on, man. Come on, just a little bit. They're falling in that vein. We're trying to get the crossroads again. They know what they're doing. Change the World felt like If I Could Teach the World part two. I mean, did it not?
Yeah, for sure. But I was happy.
Yeah.
But see, whereas If I Could Teach the World, I felt dirty about it. With Change the World, I was like, oh, okay, now this is what I mean. This is what If I Could Teach the World should have been.
Well, initially, without Crazy, I was feeling some type of way. I felt some type of way about this album anyway. Crazy Bone only appears on 9 of the 16 tracks on the record. Um, And then when the single dropped, we got the extended mix with Crazy. Now we know this was around the time that he was doing the Thug Mentality tour. He was very focused. It was at that fork in the road of Are You Gonna Be Crazy? Crazy was experiencing good success with Thug Mentality 99 being a solo artist. Uh, I think a lot of you are familiar with the time period, and they basically did Resurrection, and it caused Crazy Bone to have to pick. And even though the track Resurrection is supposed to represent the unification of Bone, in my mind, we couldn't be solidified on the true unification of Bone until Crazy Bone dropped a verse on Change the World and we saw him in the video. That's when we knew everybody was in. We really had them back. Resurrection always felt forced to me. Change the World, though, Crazy had to make the decision, and he made the decision. They all made the decision together. Uh, it's an outstanding song. In my opinion, it's better than If I Can Teach the World. I also love Big B. I think Big B and Busy Bone, they didn't do very much wrong together when they were on a song together. So rest in peace to Big B. Just you know, it's an important song because it's a great song. It also continues the the crossroads If I Could Teach the World legacy. That video is a top-notch video. It's not the crossroads level, but it is a fucking top-notch video. So I agree. Change the World, the most important song from this record.
Yeah, yeah.
If you had to pick a
This was
follow-up, see, sometimes it's hard to pick the most important because there'll be one that's very close to it. What's weird on this one is, I mean, if you're not picking Change the World, I mean, I don't even feel well. maybe Weed Song. I feel like Weed Song was kind of when they dropped that video, that was kind of that did its thing, but nowhere close though. I mean, I just it's tough to pick a number two there.
And we're talking about the most important track that we were talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah. I guess it would
Yeah,
have to be Resurrection itself.
yeah, because and when I said change the world, I was kind of thinking, well, I mean, the most push was put behind Resurrection. Like that one I saw on TV a lot.
Yeah.
And I felt it was such a shame that we never saw Change the World. Like I don't think I ever saw Change the World on television. I think I only saw it. I think I saw it once, but I knew about it from the collection volume 2 DVD. And I remember seeing the video saying, "Man, it looks like they spent a fortune on this. How how is this not on television? This is way before the internet, yeah, where you could like stream videos." And I'm thinking they dropped all this bucks on this video and just for a DVD. Thanks, guys, but I mean, you got to recover some money on this with being on TV. And did you ever see it on TV? Change the world?
Um, maybe. I mean, I don't think like MTV or anything like that. Like I think it was probably on something, I just can't remember it. But I think I remember maybe being real excited for that DVD because I hadn't seen it, maybe. Or maybe I was excited for that DVD because that was the first time I saw the extended version where they put the Flesh verse in. Because he wasn't in the videos, but they
Right.
they did do that extended version and threw that on the DVD. So I can't remember. I know that Change the World isn't, you know, considered the big single. I mean, Resurrection is considered the big single, but I mean, I think Change the World as a single, as a video is eons ahead of Resurrection.
Yeah, and could you picture any Bone fan choosing Resurrection, the song, over Change the World as being a more favorite, like if they like Resurrection more than Change the World?
No,
I
I
think everybody
mean,
likes Change the World more.
yeah. Especially, I mean, I forget that the album version exists without Crazy Bone.
Yeah,
When you can, and I'm not trying to make it sound like Crazy Bone made the song. I mean, he does. That Crazy Bone verse is phenomenal, and he was what
yeah,
was missing. Um, but without him, the song didn't feel complete.
yeah. I agree. And I remember the very first time hearing it, hearing the beat come in and hearing everything, I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be a hit. And then when there was no Crazy, and I remember hearing Flesh's verse, thinking, wow, Flesh has got a really good verse here. And then no Crazy, I'm thinking like, man, you guys, how did you not put Crazy on this track? He would kill it. And then when I
Yeah.
saw it, I was like, oh my God, this is even better than I could have envisioned.
And do
So,
you remember, like, because that was the version for so long, and then all of a sudden the single dropped and we got the version with Crazy Bone. And I just remember hearing his verse. And there was also, I don't know if you remember this, but the initial Crazy Bone verse wasn't on the actual beat. It was a different beat. It was slightly different. And that's what Crazy
uh,
Bone appeared on. And then they mixed it again and it was put on the regular version to make the single. But when the Crazy Bone verse first dropped, it's on a beat that is, it still sounds like Resurrection, but it's slightly different.
wow, that's news. Although I think I kind of recalled hearing that like over something else.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, man, that was the missing piece right there, and it that killed it. That killed the whole. And not only that, the other part too is looking back on it. That music video was pretty outstanding as far as visuals and the amount of effort that was put into it. So like I said earlier, it's how did they not push that video because it looked very expensive to make. It was it was
Yeah.
impressive. It's actually one of the most impressive videos they ever made.
To change the world. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
No, I think it's a great video. And you know, in terms of quality videos, like you said, that's a quality video. It's thought out. I do think it continues that Bone Thug storyline very well. So, you
Is there
know,
any behind the scenes for that? Because a lot of that looked CG, like it was in front of a green screen, and it would have been neat to see like
I
Bone
think there
acting
is.
out those scenes with green
Yeah, no,
screen.
I do think there is. I
That'd
do
be
think
neat to
there
see.
is.
But yeah,
So,
some
guys, That is what we think. We want to know what you think. Make sure in the comments below you drop what the best song is, what your favorite song is, and what the most important song is from BTNH Resurrection. And don't forget, share this video with another Bone fan. We want to know what they think too. We'll catch you guys on the next one.